Ready?
Yep.
Cat toys. Not in any way sealed. We have a manual. This bag is not a toy.
That's good to know.
And usually there's a recipe or two that comes with these. That may be a separate thing. Yep, so there's some recipes in here in the back. Quite a few recipes.
Nope, to put it back in the bag.
Yep. So that's the lid. And the paddle. Little paddle. And the power cord in the machine. The power paddle is just going to stick right in that hole, I suspect. Power switch on top. And that's it. There is no machine. This is all one piece. You can hear
Holding it right against the camera.
You can hear the liquid bouncing around in there. And to use it, you stuff that in there. And there's little notches here that puts in and locks in place. And then you turn it on and it spins. That's all there is to it. It's a little on the small side. Glad you didn't get the smaller one, because it already looks small. So here we are, having run this new ice cream machine, the Americana Collection 1.5 quart electric ice cream maker. That beeping sound is the 30 minutes of timer expiring. So they told us to run this thing for between 15 and 30 minutes to keep it in the freezer for at least 24 hours. This is a little warm up here. It's not so hot that you can't touch it, but it's noticeably heated up. And there is really no sign at all of any freezing going on. It's a badly positioned power switch there. This was in the freezer for a full 24 hours. And this is their straight out of the book chocolate chip ice cream recipe, omitting the chips because I didn't have the ingredients to make their simple vanilla, which included condensed sweetened milk, something we don't normally keep on the shelf. So it looks like what I'm going to have to do, and that looks like a bad idea too, because I don't think I want this stuff to dump in here. What I'm going to end up doing is mixing in a little more sugar and heavy cream, dumping it with a few ice cubes into my blend tech, and salvaging it as a functional frozen dessert. But for this machine, this part of it failed. You can see how little is in there. The recipe is, or the machine says it makes 1.5 quarts. Unfortunately, all the recipes seem to make about 1.5 cups. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, whether they expect you to triple or quadruple the recipes on your own, or what their plan is. And as you can see in here, this plastic piece has plastic over plastic, which gives it a place to capture ice cream or cold milk, whatever you want to call it, mix. That will be hard to clean out. I haven't investigated what it takes to take that apart. It looks like it should come apart. Also, one of the things I've found that I don't like is this bowl setup. It's very convenient, A, if it works, and B, if you plan exactly 24 to 48 hours ahead. They say you have to have it in the freezer at least 24 hours, but that if you go past 48 hours, there's a chance that you're going to crack this plastic, because the freeze canister and the plastic base are all one piece. Another downside of that is, if you look in here, it's going to be hard to see on the video, the silver part is the freeze canister, the red part is the plastic base. Liquid can get in between those and get into this space where it shouldn't be. If it's pure water, it could freeze and cause a crack. If it's ice cream mix that you can't clean and get out of there, it's gonna get gross over time. So thus far, after the first attempt, I'm not particularly impressed with this. I am going to, once I get the mix out of here, give this a shake, because we've had machines like this in the past. And what I found, you see, it's just about impossible to get the liquid out of here when cleaning or pouring out mix that didn't freeze. And you can see there's just no sign of thickening whatsoever here. What we found was that, you hear that is liquid, that even a full 24 hours in the freezer, and the freezer wasn't open for that 24 hours, this thing seemed solid, but it really wasn't fully frozen. And that could very well be part of the problem. So overall, I don't have a very positive impression of this machine. The previous Cuisinart that we had, they make one now that's about $70 with about the same capacity. Seems like a much more capable machine, and since it's a 24-hour or more lead time that you have to plan to make ice cream, we found it easier to have that inner bowl, which on that version, because it's not attached to the plastic, can stay in the freezer forever, just waiting in the freezer for whenever we wanted to make ice cream, and then on the spur of the moment you could slap it together. And that machine currently is about $70. The prices vary over time and as they change models. but that style of machine runs about $70 currently on Amazon as well. So doesn't look good for us. This thing got a lot of good reviews. I'm not. I can't say exactly what the difference was in everybody else's experience or half of the people's experience to ours. But that's my observation. As you can see, their recipe, even after a little loss, was for about 1.5 cups of liquid, when the machine's supposed to make 1.5 quarts of ice cream.